Hi, everyone. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new to the channel. I'm LaRita. I'm your resident veterans benefits expert. And I'm going to talk to you today about some little known benefits that some people don't know that are available to them if they have VA disability benefits. So I want to talk about that. But I first wanted to do a disclaimer. Although I am an attorney, I'm not your attorney. I usually leave information in the description box for some VA accredited officers and also veterans lawyers who can represent you. I'm here to give you some information, and this in no way establishes an attorney-client relationship. So now that we got the disclaimer out the way, I wanted to come on here. If you are new to the channel, I've been giving VA veterans benefits advice for a while, and most recently talked about the PACT Act and all the benefits that are available and how you can still apply for the PACT Act if you served in certain countries, certain areas such as the Persian Gulf, Thailand, Vietnam, and certain time frames, and you have certain disabilities. You can have presumptive service connection. And what that basically means in a nutshell, because this is not a video about that, but what it basically means is that if you served in that area, then you are presumptively saying to be exposed to certain chemicals that would have resulted in certain disabilities. And that's why I said not just serving there, but actually having disabilities. Because I've seen in the comment section, people have said, well, I've served in this area, but I don't have anything wrong with me. Can I still apply? You can apply, but you're going to get denied if you don't have any disabilities that are documented. So just keep that in mind. It has to be on the list of disabilities. Go to va.gov. It gives a list of the all the areas and all the disabilities, and then apply and see what benefits you may be entitled to. I've done several update videos about this is not just VA trying to swindle veterans out of money or to try to trick them into being gypped from anything. It really is a pile of money that they have dedicated for those veterans who were injured as a result of certain areas. Now they get to benefit from it monetarily because they have suffered some kind of medical disability as a result of their exposure due to serving in the military. So as I always do, let me know, shout out which branch of the military you serve. Let me know. Is it Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Navy, and there's one more. Whichever, Marines. I was like, whoever one I forgot, they're going to get me in the comment section. But welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully, thank you for your service. And hopefully, whatever information I share with you today, you can share it with somebody else who you think may benefit from it, even if it's not you. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It pushes it out to the YouTube algorithm. And then it makes it more widely shareable to other people. And also hit the share button and share it with somebody that you think may benefit from it. So, but without further ado, let's hop into the first. These are little known benefits. So, of course, when you get service connected for VA disability benefits, it's obviously you get the financial benefit, right? Whether you're service connected for 10% up to 100% and having additional benefits from TDIU, so total disability based on unemployability, special monthly compensation, anything that you receive from VA. Those are the obvious financial ones, but I wanted to kind of let you know what additional benefits you may not know about. And I've done a video about some additional ones and another one, but this is going to talk about some new ones. So let me share my screen with you so that you can see what I'm going to. So what I did was start at the Veterans Benefits Administration homepage, and hopefully you can see that. And this is just benefits.va.gov/benefits. And this is the homepage where you can see all the benefits that are available. But I want you to scroll down where there's resources. And I know some people may not even know that these are options available to you, but the resources section is rich with information, right? So you want to kind of check that out because it's updated regularly. So, and I did another video about VA accredited representatives. And like I said, I would suggest if you want to have somebody represent you, make sure it's a VA accredited representative. Unfortunately, there's been stories and there's been lawsuits about some people who are not having veterans' best interests at heart and representing them and taking money from them, but not delivering any services as a result of filing claims. So I would suggest you go with a VA accredited representative, and there's a link to it there, but I also leave it in my description box as well usually, so check that out. But I want to draw your attention to Disability Benefits Matrix. So it takes you to another screen. And if you're on a phone, I know sometimes the viewers watching a phone, it might be easier to see this better if you turn your phone sideways because it might not be as big for you. So this is a service connected matrix. And this basically tells you there are additional benefits that you may be eligible for that are based on a favorable decision for a VA benefit and or based on special circumstances. So it tells you if you're service connected for anything, even if it's for 0%, right? Some people are like, oh, that's not getting anything monetarily, but you do have certain additional benefits. So I'll start with the 0%, and you can go through it on your own later, but I just want to let you know this is available. So if you're 0% connected for service connected for disability, you get a 10-point veterans preference in federal hiring. So if you apply for a job and they have veterans benefits as an additional hiring consideration, special hiring consideration, you get a bump up from the person next to you. They are not a veteran, right? So this can be a benefit. This goes in line with them wanting to hire, and they see the benefit of having veterans on the team in the federal government. Take advantage of that. You have no cost health care and prescription drugs for service-connected disabilities if income levels are met. Travel allowance for scheduled appointments for care at a VA medical facility or healthcare facility. Commissary and exchange privileges and use of commissaries, exchanges, and morale, welfare, and recreation retail facilities. I'm going to scroll down a little bit because generally people may be service connected between 30 and 50%. We have people who are also 100%, and you may also already know your benefits, but just to give you an idea for the wider view of the audience, if you're 30 to 40% service connected, you get no cost healthcare and prescription medications for service connected disabilities. You get the 10-point veteran preference in federal hiring for under direct hire authority. You get a waiver of VA funding fee for home loans. So if you're applying for a loan with the VA, you get a waiver of the funding fee. You get vocational rehab and employment services. So basically giving you kind of trainings. If you want to re-enter the workforce and you don't have certain training, they give you free training. Burial and plot allowances. God forbid, when you pass away, you will be entitled, your survivors be entitled to burial and plot allowances and things of that nature. So let's scroll down to if you are 100% service connected. You actually get the same benefits as before. You actually also have additional compensation for eligible dependents. And that means if you're 100% service connected, they would be entitled to DEA benefits. So that's dependent educational assistance benefits, where they can go to higher education and have their college expenses or other kind of higher education expenses paid for free. No cost dental care. Champ VA, which is like an insurance kind of a program. You have the possibilities increase as the service connected rating increases. So I'm not sure if you were aware of that. You can actually scroll through it on your own to see on your own what additional benefits you may have, but I just wanted to draw your attention to that. I also wanted to draw your attention to, let me see if I can stop sharing and then share the other one. And this is because I've done the PACT Act and brought awareness to that act, which is just based off exposure to certain chemicals. You can have certain disabilities. I've gotten a lot of questions about Camp Lejeune. I was stationed at Camp Lejeune. What can I have as a result of that? Does the PACT Act cover that? And I usually respond and say that although the PACT Act doesn't cover everything, you can still apply under other VA disability legislation. So Camp Lejeune has its own legislation, and I wanted to share my screen with those for you who were asking questions about that, or if you haven't asked, or you were curious about it. Camp Lejeune, water contamination health issues. So if you've served at either of these locations between August 1953 and December 1987, you may be eligible for disability and healthcare benefits. So the Marine Corps base, Camp Lejeune, or Marine Corps Air Station, New River in North Carolina. So it has to be between these particular time frames that you served, and it tells you, am I eligible for VA disability compensation? You may be eligible on a presumptive basis, which is the same kind of presumptive basis that the PACT Act offers, but this is specific to Camp Lejeune if you meet these certain requirements. So both of those descriptions must be true. You either served at one of those locations for at least 30 days, and you didn't receive a dishonorable discharge when you separated from the military. So that will be important to look on your DD-214, and you kind of know if you got dishonorably discharged. Some people get honorable discharge, something other than honorable. As long as it doesn't say dishonorable, that would count for you qualifying for the first entry level. So then you also must have one of these presumptive conditions to get presumptively service connected. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, when we say presumptive, it means that you don't have to explain anything further, right? As long as you prove that you were in that location for 30 days and have the presumptive condition, you don't have to prove anything else, you get service connected. It doesn't mean that if you have another disability that's not on this list, you can't get service connected for it. It means the hurdle may be a little bit more higher because you would have to prove that your exposure caused that particular disability. Because based off of VA research to date, it doesn't show any kind of correlation. So you would have to have, let's say, a medical professional say, yes, based off of the person's exposure at Camp Lejeune for at least 30 days, this veteran disability that's not on the presumptive condition list is related, and they have to explain why they believe so. You just can't say a conclusory statement and say it's related. They have to explain why it's related based off of some kind of rationale that has some basis in medical principles. So if you get a physician or some kind of medical professional to say that for you, you can still get service connected for it, but like I said, it wouldn't be on the presumptive basis. So the conditions that are presumptively related to Camp Lejeune are the ones shown on the screen: adult leukemia, aplastic anemia, bladder cancer, kidney cancer, liver cancer, multiple myeloma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and Parkinson's disease. So evidence shows a link between these conditions and exposure to chemicals found in the drinking water at Camp Lejeune and New River during this time. As I mentioned, doesn't mean that it's only limited to those things, but those are the only presumptive conditions right now. If you've been around for a while, you know that sometimes conditions end up getting on the list that were not on there before. And right now, this is a list that's available. So it says, what does it mean to have a presumptive condition? I explained it to you. And then how do you file? So you just click on File Now, and it'll load the application for you. It takes they tell you about 15 minutes to get through the whole thing. So give yourself enough time. If that's something you want to apply for, go ahead and give yourself enough time to do that. But this is the same process that you would have to do for applying for any disability. Oh, they said 25 minutes. But I would say to give as much information as you have so that when the regional office is looking at your application, they have all the information they need and they can make a decision and hopefully get granted at that level. Let's say you don't get granted at that level and you get denied, and depending on the reason why it's denied, you can appeal within a certain time frame, usually 1 year of the issuance of the rating decision. You have to appeal and actually ask them to have a second look at it. They will issue a statement of the case and say whether they made a mistake or if it's correct, and then you can appeal it to the Board of Veterans Appeals if you are still not satisfied with the decision. Now, appealing it doesn't mean that you automatically will get approved. If there's information that the regional office mentioned that you don't have, I would suggest before you even get to the appellate level, you get that information so that you are securing your spot and not just saying, oh, let's keep going on and don't add anything additional to kind of prove your state. So hopefully this was a quick video, but I wanted to let you know that there were additional benefits available to you. I've done a video also before about little known VA disability benefits that I did not talk about in this video. So check out that other video. We have a whole veterans benefit playlist. Check that out. It has over 38 videos in it, including short videos. If you just want a little piece of the pie and you don't have time for a long form video, we have shorter videos as well. So hopefully the information I gave to you was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.